Say hi, besties. Say yeehaw. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you saw the title of today's video, things are getting crazy around here. Today, I am going to be reading cowboy romance books for a week because I'm moving to Texas. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. I am a Katy Perry, California girl through and through. Never in my life did I think this day would come. But life is crazy like that. You never really know where things are gonna go. To get myself in the spirit of cowboys, cowboy boots, ranches, country vibes, aka Texas, I felt like this video would be really fun, pretty unique, a little bit different, and I'm really excited. Also, I'm dog sitting for my dad and Bugsy's crying in the background quite a lot. I'm so sorry. She wants her toy, but the stuffing is coming out. I have a few cowboy romances that have been, give me 1 second. Hey cows, this is kind of in the spirit of the cowboy romance, huh? There's a few cowboy romances that have been on my radar for a little while now, and I think this is gonna be the perfect time to get to those little, I don't know, cute, fun, summery cowboy romances. So yeah, I think that's all I wanna say in this intro. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you pretty soon. As you guys saw, I did start Done and Dusted by Lila Sage at the beach yesterday. And honestly, unfortunately, this video, I feel kind of bad. I feel like we're off to a little bit of a bad start. I'm not really enjoying this book so far. I am currently on page 112, chapter 10. And I'm really surprised because I really enjoy or have enjoyed the Chestnut Spring series so far. I'm on the 3rd book. And everyone says that if you really love those books, you'll probably really enjoy this series. So I literally didn't even consider it a possibility that I wouldn't really enjoy this that much. But what's interesting, well, there's a few things. Bear with me. This book follows the story of a girl named Clementine who left her small town of Meadowlark to pursue becoming a horse rider, an equestrian. I don't know the technical terminology, I'm so sorry. And at the start of our story, she's come back because of something that happened. We don't know exactly what that is. And right when she gets home, her brother's best friend, her older brother's best friend is there. That's our love interest. His name is Luke. And the cover, here's what's interesting, okay? The cover says, "A sweet, slow burn, sunshine in written form." I don't know if I'm alone in this belief, but I don't really feel like this is a slow burn. Where, like I said, 100 pages in, the characters hadn't gotten together or anything like that. It is technically slow burning. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I feel like for me, part of what a slow burn is not only the time between when our characters physically get together, but also the mental time and like the realization that the characters have to go through to learn that they like want that person, that they're attracted to that person, why they want to be with them. And pretty much immediately, Luke and Clementine want each other, especially Luke. And it's interesting to me because we're going into this book knowing that Clementine's older brother wouldn't want them to be together. Who's surprised? Not me. And I feel like this history that they have of growing up together, living in the same small town together, you would have more inner turmoil and inner conflict to get over and get through before you realize that you want them desperately on both ends. And so yes, technically it's a slow burn, but I'm not feeling that because all the dialogue in their minds is so clear what Clementine and Luke want. And I feel like that's the disconnect for me so far. Also, the last thing that I'm gonna say is I'm also just not really connecting with the writing. The sentences in this book are really short and, in my opinion, a little bit disjointed. And so I think for some people they really, really love that because it's like, ooh, quick, easy read, fly through it. But for me, I just feel like it's missing a little bit. Like, for instance, at the bottom of page 78, we have, at the beginning of a paragraph, the front door opened again. It was Wes. He was in his work clothes. And then it goes on. Those kinds of sentences don't make me really feel the book. They're just very short, matter of fact, to the point, which again, some people love. It's just not something that I personally connect with. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going, but I'm really surprised to say that so far, it's not my favorite. The cowboy vibes, I will say, are very good. So in that respect, this book is doing what it needs to do. But other than that, I'll let you guys know when I've gotten a little bit further in. Hello everybody, good morning. I wanted to come on here real quick and give a quick little update for Done and Dusted. I am on chapter 18, page 209, and I'm not gonna lie to you all. Last night, I came this close to DNFing this book. I am just not connecting with the characters, the writing style, the plot, the romance, pretty much anything. But I am enjoying the cowboy vibes. I feel like that is why I'm doing this video. Partly is to lean into the whole country cowboy romance situation. And I am enjoying the ranch, the horses, the cows. So because I'm enjoying that, I decided to stick with it. Because people have loved it so much, I wanted to give it a fair shot. You know, I respect the hype. I often feel like there's hype for a reason. It's a book that a lot of people have enjoyed. I feel like that could be an unpopular opinion. So I wanted to give this, you know, a fair try. So yeah, pretty much basically nothing new to report. I feel like I'm looking a little bit rough this morning. I'm actually running a half marathon tomorrow. So my boyfriend and I are driving down to San Diego this morning. And I don't think that I'm gonna have any opportunity really to update the video or honestly read much this weekend just because I am gonna be so busy. All of this is to say, I wanted to jump on here this morning, let you guys know what I think, and then I'll probably wrap this book up soon, and then we'll be on to the next. Say hello. Hello everybody. We have a special guest today. This is Bugsy. She is, well, she no longer wants to be here. Say goodbye. No, she's out of here. So if you guys can hear Bugsy in the background or lawnmowers or things outside, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to make this quick. I did finish Done and Dusted, and like I mentioned before, it was kind of a struggle for me. Actually, not kind of, an extreme struggle for me getting through this book. Full transparency, I think I would have DNF'd it if I wasn't reading it for this video. I think the other reason that I pushed through, normally if I'm not liking a book, I will not make myself read it, but this book is so short. It's barely over 300 pages, and I was like, I can do it. Maybe it'll get better. For me personally, it did not get better. I just felt like the characters were so, I'm trying to be not mean here. I didn't feel like the characters were very well developed. The story and the dialogue felt very disjointed. I felt that there was like no depth at all, pretty much. I did enjoy the setting in this book, which is good because that's the goal of this video, is to get me into the cowboy aesthetic. There is the ranch, lots of horse riding and things like that. I'm not going to dive into the details and like all the nuance of the reasons that I didn't enjoy this book. I will say I am the minority here. If you have been looking at this book and you feel like you want to give it a shot and you like romances, you like extremely fast-paced books, I would still give this a shot. It's just if you know that your reading taste is pretty similar to mine, this just wasn't for me, which is honestly truly devastating because look how cute this book is. Adorable. I was so excited to go out and buy all these books and put them on my bookshelf. But because I dislike this so strongly, I don't think I'm gonna continue the series. I'm giving this a 2-star, and honestly, that's generous. I'm so sorry for the brutal honesty here. I just didn't like it, and I'm so sorry. I'll see you guys a little bit later today where I can talk to you about the next book that I started for this video, and we're off to an incredibly strong start. I will say that right now. I wanted to jump back into this video and update you guys on the next book that I started for this cowboy romance reading vlog, and it's going so well and I could not be happier about it. So the next book that I'm going to be reading for this video is Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. This entire series is Kindle Unlimited, hence the Kindle. And I'm already loving it so much. I'm on page 54, chapter 5. This is Sloane and Jasper's story. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with this series already, at least heard of it. Basically, it's 5 interconnected standalones that all follow it's like the Eaton family, I feel like is the best way to say it. And yeah, each book follows a different set of characters, and this book follows Sloane and Jasper. Sloane is the cousin to the Eaton boys, and then Jasper grew up with the Eatons. He's not related to them, and so this is their story. If you don't know this already, your girl loves, like cannot stress enough, loves the Now timeline. This isn't second chance, I don't think. It's just like Jasper and Sloane grew up together as kids, and they kind of always wanted each other, but for reasons that I don't know, it never worked out. And so we have them growing up together as kids, I assume falling in love back then, and the present timeline where Sloane is engaged to someone else. It goes from there. I'm not gonna say much more than that, and I'm eating it up. Eating it up. I didn't love the first book in this series. I gave it 3 stars. The second book, enjoyed so much more, and this one could like be my favorite. Don't want to get my hopes up too high, but I am really, really loving it. Like I said before, I think I'm only about 10% of the way in, so I don't have a ton of thoroughly developed opinions. I'm loving the setup, loving the characters, loving jumping right back into this community, small town family. I already know so many of the characters, and I love that. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good so far. So yeah, I'll update you guys when I have more to say about Powerless. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. You have no idea. I've officially made it to the halfway point in Powerless. I'm on chapter 22, page 262. So I feel like now, I feel like before I was maybe 10% of the way through. Now I feel like I have somewhat more developed opinions, and I'm enjoying this book. I am really liking it. I can't tell, honestly, if it's gonna top the second book for me. I don't know if it will. I'm really, really loving Jasper and Sloane's story. I love that we get glimpses of the timeline from when they were kids growing up together. And something that's unique, I think, about this story that I haven't seen in other books when it comes to then now timelines is in the past timeline, this is not a spoiler at all, we learn that Sloane was pretty much in love with Jasper. Jasper was in no way, at least when they were kids, like he wasn't interested in Sloane. And so it's interesting to see how it's affected them as they've grown older and who they are now. and just like how it's shaped their characters. I feel like that dynamic is new. I feel like a lot of other stories that I've read, like Happy Place, Love in Other Words, you have the characters falling in love in both timelines. And maybe we get a little bit of that here, but it's definitely different than some other books that I've read. Another thing too, I feel like this book maybe potentially is a little bit heavier than the other two books in the series. I'm not going to say why, but it does have an element that's a little bit heavier, and you can tell that it's affecting like all the characters in the story quite a lot. So that's a little bit new, and I appreciate the depth that that brings to the story. I eat that up. I've been taking notes on my phone. I have 2 little critiques so far. In the past timeline, I do feel like we've unraveled Jasper's backstory a little bit too quickly. Again, no details, literally none. However, I think for me, when I'm reading a story, I really like working towards this full picture of each character, whereas I feel like I'm 50% of the way through and I kind of understand, I think I understand how Jasper's past has led him to be who he is today. It's possible that there's still more to be revealed and I might change my mind about that. So that's definitely different, and I'm not sure if that's something that I love. And then the second thing is we're hearing a lot from Sloane about how amazing Jasper is and how he truly understands her. And we hear that voice in her head, and similar with Jasper too, but I'm mostly noticing it in Sloane's POV. But I feel like we're seeing it less through scenes, through dialogue. There's a lot of stuff, again, that goes on in Sloane's mind, but we don't get to observe it for ourselves. Those are the 2 like little critiques that I have so far, and primarily the second thing that I just said, I think is what holds me back from fully connecting with the story and the characters. All that aside though, I'm still having a great time. I love these books. I love the small town cowboy vibes, and it's getting me in the Texas spirit. Let's go. Yeehaw. Cowboys, ranches, road trips, hay barrels. That's all I got. That's all I got for now, but I'm into it. Hello everybody. So I think 2 days ago I finished Powerless, and I wanted to come on here and give my final review and also just wrap up this video. I feel like overall I'm very happy with what we were able to accomplish in this video. First things first, I finished Powerless. This is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series, and I kind of can't believe that I only have 2 books left. And like I was saying before, I definitely really enjoyed this book. I really love the idea of friends to lovers. It's one of my favorite tropes in books, and so I really enjoyed reading about that. I think my final review for this book is going to be a 3.75, so almost a 4, but not quite. I feel like since I updated you guys last, we kind of, in the story, like I was saying, so much got revealed to us and a lot went down between Sloane and Jasper that I felt like I kind of lost track of the point of the story and what exactly we were working towards. There were things that each of our characters needed to face, and I appreciate that a lot. But in terms of the whole picture, I guess is the best way to say that, we kind of lost track a little bit. They're like jackhammering outside my apartment right now, like they just started. This book was also really heavy on the spice. I feel like the series keeps getting spicier and spicier. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I still definitely recommend this series. I really enjoyed this book, fully gonna continue. Then, of course, the other book that we read in this week's video is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This was not a win for me. This video was a win. This book, not my fave. I don't think I'm gonna continue that series. I just really did not resonate with it pretty much at all. I think I'm definitely gonna call this video a win. I am feeling somewhat more in the Texas spirit, so wish me luck. I still have a little bit of time before I move. And I think that's it from me. Actually, that's not it from me because I need to do my shout outs. If you guys are new here, I really like to grow community on this channel. It's one of my absolute favorite things ever. So if you comment down below, I especially love it when you include your name in your comment so I can get to know you a little bit better. If you do that, I try to shout you guys out in at the end of my videos. First up, I want to shout out Claire, who really liked Happy Place and Funny Story. Claire, I'm so excited for you to read more Emily Henry. Her books are amazing. And then I also wanted to shout out PJs and Pages 92. They also have read 2 Emily Henry books, and I literally am so excited for you to read the rest. My favorite is Happy Place, so now you know. Okay, now for real, I think that's all from me. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great reading month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!